Hello and welcome back. Today we're going to spend some time talking about investing for the novice, for a layperson. I'm a layperson. I don't have a degree in finance. I don't have a degree in investing or whatever degrees that these people in the financial houses have. But I have taken my time to study the fine art of investing for novices. And today I am going to share some of the things I have learned along the way with all of you. If this is your first time joining us, my name is Daisy, and here I share my personal wealth journey so that you won't make the mistakes that I have made. And believe me, I have made a lot of mistakes. But today we're not talking about my mistakes. Today we are just going to talk about mutual funds. So, why am I talking about mutual funds today? Well, to be honest, due to my last videos, several people have contacted me and they said they want to know more about investing in the NGX, in you know the stock market and all of that. And as a novice, I would never advise you to pick stocks. I would never advise you to invest directly into the stock market unless you know what you're doing. There is an easier way of getting into investing in the stock market, and that is investing through a mutual fund. And that is what we are going to talk about today. But before we go further, what exactly is a mutual fund? Well, a mutual fund is a pooled investment vehicle where money from many investors are combined and managed by professionals to invest in assets such as stocks, bonds, treasury bills, or other money market instruments. Think of it as your neighborhood potluck. You're throwing a pepper soup party and you're doing assorted, and everybody brings a little bit of everything in order to make the pepper soup rich. So you could bring tozo and somebody else would bring goat meat, someone else would bring intestine, someone else, even the silly ones would bring shrimp to a pepper soup party. But whatever, you toss everything into the pot and you stir it and you cook everything together and then you share it amongst everybody. That's, I think, the only way I can effectively describe mutual funds. Or if we are talking about in terms of money, it is just you and people like you gathering your funds together to be able to make a big investment. I'll give you an example. There are certain instruments called commercial papers, right? And these commercial papers, sometimes you need as much as 10 million to buy in. Now, you don't have 10 million, but you have a million naira. And you know 7, 8, 9, 10 other people who can pool funds together to make up the 10 million to invest in this commercial paper. That is the beginning of a mutual fund. So it's a fund for everybody who is investing into it. No biggie there. But now that we have talked about what a mutual fund is, I just mentioned stocks now, and you'll be asking, okay, what is a stock? Well, stocks are, or equity, it simply means like when you buy a stock or you buy equity, it simply means that you now own a small part of that company. So when you buy stocks or shares of a company, you become a shareholder. That's a partial owner of the company. So with the Dangote IPO that is around the corner now, and all of us are gearing up to buy, Dangote stock, Dangote equity, it's because we want to all be part owners of the Dangote brand. So yeah, that's it. So let's talk about. Okay, I'm shooting this video from my house for anybody who's wondering about the sounds of other people living here. Yes, I'm at home. I'm not alone at home. I don't have a studio space. I do all my videos from my living room or you know in my office sometimes when I have the time to do that. But let's get back to business. So we've talked about stocks. You now have an idea of what stocks are. So what about bonds? I mentioned bonds. Well, bonds are loans that you give to a government or a company. Now you don't become a shareholder. You're lending your money and you're receiving interest in return. Popular bonds in Nigeria, the most popular one I think should be the federal government savings bond, which if you have not started saving money with the federal government, I don't know what you are doing. Okay, so we have the federal government savings bond, we have other federal government bonds, we have SUP bonds, we have halal bonds, we have corporate bonds. Okay, so you're loaning money. Okay, I think the halal bond is not technically a loan, it's more like profit sharing. I'm not a pro, like I said, I'm not an investment guru. I just know how to invest for the layperson. And that's what we're talking about today. So we've talked about shares, We've talked about bonds. So these other money market instruments, what are money market instruments? Now, these are very short-term loans, usually less than a year. We have examples like treasury bills, commercial papers, short-term bank deposits. Basically, your money market instruments are, they're characterized by low risk. The risks are managed. They are very liquid, which means you can trade them in the secondary market easily. They have short duration. I think the shortest should be around 90, 91 days. Um, Treasury bill, I'm sure there's like 45 days, but what are you doing with 45 days? So less than 90 days. And they have a lower return compared to stocks and bonds and equity. Believe me, they have a way lower return. So these are some of the things that we actually invest in. And these are the components that make up the mutual funds. So now that we know what a mutual fund is, in the very next video, I'm going to talk about how the mutual fund works and the different types of mutual funds that are available in Nigeria. So if you haven't subscribed, I don't know what you're waiting for. Click on the subscribe button, like and share, and I'll see you in the next video. Like, oh.